Inflation, though on the rise, may not be as detrimental to your finances as it initially appears. Let's break down the key points. Inflation rate. The year-over-year inflation rate increased from 3.2% to 3.7% in August, primarily due to rising energy prices, according to the Labor Bureau's latest Consumer Index report. However, this rate remains above the Federal Reserve's 2% target rate, raising concerns. Base effects. The year-over-year rate should be viewed with caution as it no longer reflects the significant drop from peak prices in the summer of 2022. This distortion, known as base effects, makes monthly price increases in 2023 seem more substantial than they actually are, even though they are growing at nearly half the rate seen in 2022. Focus on core inflation. To get a clearer picture of inflation's trajectory, the Federal Reserve closely monitors core inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy prices. In August, core inflation increased by 0.3%, following 2 consecutive months of 0.2% increases, which is less than the early 2022 monthly rate. Optimal core inflation. Economists suggest that an ideal core inflation rate is around 0.2%. Wells Fargo's Sarah House predicts that overall inflation will continue to cool, with a forecast of 2.2% inflation in 2024, but notes that there is still a way to go to reach the 2% target. Implications for consumers. To combat inflation, the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates, which have climbed from near zero in March 2022 to the current range of 5.25% to 5.5%, the highest in 22 years. This has resulted in higher credit card and loan costs for consumers. The average credit card interest rate now exceeds 20%, an all-time high. New auto loan interest rates average 7.4%, the highest in over 15 years. The average student loan interest rate for undergraduates has risen from 4.99% for the 2022 to 2023 school year to 5.5% for the 2023 to 2024 school year. Fed's upcoming actions. Fortunately, based on recent data, the Federal Reserve is unlikely to announce another interest rate hike at its upcoming meeting on September 19 to 20th. The probability of an increase stands at just 5%, as indicated by the CME FedWatch tool. This shift is due to signs of economic cooling, including rising unemployment, declining job gains, and slower wage growth. In conclusion, while inflation has been a concern, there are indications that it may be stabilizing. However, consumers are still feeling the impact of recent interest rate hikes, which have resulted in higher borrowing costs. The Federal Reserve's decision at its upcoming meeting will be closely watched, but for now, there is optimism that the economy is on a path toward stability.